What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 5 of my meet prep training. This is my first deload of the training cycle, wrapping up the first, I think, 5 weeks of kind of higher volume training, a little bit higher rep accessory work, more accessory work, and going to be moving into more of my second strength, or my strength block, where things are going to be up in the more of the 80% range, 80 to 87, I believe. I top out this next training block before I deload again. On this day here, since this is Saturday when I would normally be benching, I was testing out a couple of different pairs of knee wraps. I'm looking to transition out of the slingshot knee wraps that I've been using for the last about a year, maybe year and a half. I want something that's a little bit easier for me to wrap on my own. So I wanted to test out a couple different styles of wraps that were recommended to me. The Inzer grippers and then also the Iron Rebel Rhinos. Big thank you to Eric down at Old School Ironing down in California for recommending the Rhinos. Those ended up being my favorite of the 3 wraps that I used on this day. So because I was deloading, I did want to also keep the weights lighter, so I just kept it at 420. It was just 4 plates on a 60-pound bar here, and wanted to compare kind of the descent path, the pop out of the bottom, the rebound, and just kind of the overall feel and easiness or ease of wrapping between the 3 different kinds of wraps. And this is the first set here in the Iron Rebels. I just did my same standard wrap that I've been using in the slingshot wraps, which is usually 4 revolutions up and then 5th one around the top of the kneecap, and then the last 2 or so around the kneecap itself. And that felt pretty good. The grippers definitely felt tighter once they got wrapped. Once I stood up, they kind of cinched down, but I was really lacking that same pop that I had just gotten out of the Iron Rebels, so that rep moved slower than I was anticipating. So what I ended up doing is going back to the Rhinos and trying an X pattern wrap around the kneecap, which historically I don't really care for all that much, although this rep moved pretty fine. Eric actually recommended I try doing a double X pattern over the knee, so I'm going to be playing around with that on Monday when I actually get back to squatting heavier weights. Came back, tried a pre-tensioned wrap with the grippers. It felt definitely better, but still not quite as poppy as this final rep. This is the 6th one I did. This was a pre-tensioned wrap using the 4 up, 5 across the top, and 3 around the kneecap spiral pattern that I'd used before, and this was definitely the best of all 3 of the wraps. So I think pre-tensioning is going to be the way for me to go in the future. I'm probably going to want to look into investing in a wrap roller for the gym, since I don't really want to sit and have to roll the things up every single time. It's going to drive me nuts. So I'll definitely end up getting another pair of those wraps to have for the meet, so that way I've got them already pre-wrapped and ready to go. So not a whole lot happened interesting in the week. I did end up coming back in and hitting some more squats on Tuesday. Worked up to of all things, a 10 count pause with 405 for a pause single squat. That felt real good, felt easy, moved fast. I'll be implementing pause squats into my training again starting next week as well. So they'll be taking the place of the front squatting that I've been doing as a warm-up for deadlifts. So just trying to move towards being more specific to the competition movements as I go through the training cycle. Did a little bit of upper body work the day after that, worked with the Duffalo bar, and just kept it at 50%. I did a 5x5 pause, and then I just hit the same weight, touch and go, for a set of 20 and 2 sets of 15, just to get some blood into the chest, and then the usual side raises and tricep work and stuff. So nothing exciting there, just picked a couple movements and hit them for some reps just to get some blood into the arms, and everything's feeling really good. My shoulder feels great. Back feels great, pec feels great, everything feels good. So excited to move into the next block of training starting on Saturday. So tomorrow, from the time that I'm recording this. I should be working with about 335 on bench tomorrow, provided that all goes well. Going to be still working with doubles and hitting a top rep set on that. I feel like as the weeks continue and I keep adding weight to the bar, I'm going to kind of auto-regulate the number of sets that I do based on how I feel. So I may end up deviating from what I've projected and what I've written out for my training, but I'll still be looking to make about a 5-pound increase or so every single week. So Brings us to the deadlifts that I've been playing here for the last minute or so. Just did somewhere around 5 triples with 365, ended up being something like 58% when I ran the numbers on it, but just wanted something light that's not taxing to the system, and I wanted to just keep my setup fresh and keep my cues fresh in mind. So a lot of emphasis on making sure that I'm bracing correctly, making sure that I'm not pulling my hips too low like I was doing last week when I was working with 500. And then as I got towards this set here and the one after it, remembering to keep a neutral head position, neutral and tucked head position, which tends to give me a lot more leg drive off of the bottom and help me hold better position and ease my lock out towards the top. So once I got that all smoothed out and they felt good, I shut it down, didn't hit any accessories, did just a little bit of core work, called it a day. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and as always, be sure to check out the gym's website at www.savagegym.com. That's it. Take care. What's up, guys? Welcome to week number 4 of my fall programming squat session for the week. Now, the weight that I'm working with today for my top set, which is 400, was supposed to actually have been hit last week, but just because of the extra work that I had to do to put the gym back together after the meet, and the fact that I spent all day on Monday when I normally squat moving gym equipment around, I ended up deciding to just kind of skip that workout for the week and push it off another week. So it's been 2 weeks since I've squatted, but fortunately everything felt really good. Hips feel balanced, bars moving nice and fast, my technique felt pretty solid, and just everything was moving better than I had kind of anticipated with having not had the session last week. So what you're seeing here is the first half of my top work set at 400. I ended up hitting this for a total of 6 reps, even though I was shooting for 8. I don't know if you can really see it from this angle, but what was happening is I'm kind of losing my typical head position on a couple of these reps here, and it was pushing me forward and kind of causing me to lose the nice smooth groove, it happened on this one, that I typically like to have when I'm squatting. So I ended up pulling the plug on this set early, even though I could have probably just ground out the last 2 reps to hit my rep goal. They weren't feeling like how I wanted them to, so I came back and hit them for this set of 3 here. I ended up finishing out the day with 9 total reps at 400. So as you can see, I'm staying a lot more locked in, and the transition from the hole to that kind of midpoint where I usually slow down or lose position did end up going away. And the big takeaway for me on that, and I've known this before, is just really remembering how important that packed neck cue is for me. My head position very greatly affects my ability to keep my core braced and locked in, and to really feel my quads driving hard into the ground, and almost kind of like I'm trying to wedge myself between the ground and the floor and push hard into the bar. So that felt better on that second set, and I was able to take that same cue into the pause squats here with the safety squat bar. Worked up to a top set of 350 for 5 this week, beating my last week set of 330, or the week before set of 330. I'll either bump this up another somewhere between 10 and 20 pounds next week and go for anywhere from 360 to 370 for another pause set of 5 on these. But these moved pretty well, got some good power coming out of the bottom, and I'm holding position well now that I am remembering my neck position. So followed these up with a top set of 315 for 5 on front squats. Not anything that I haven't done before, but I'm trying to keep with just slow, steady progressions from week to week on all the accessory movements. So I'll probably push this to 325 and continue to add 10 pounds for as long as I can stay in the 5 rep range with them. So that is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like it, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and be sure to connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, and check out the gym's website at savagegym.com.